Hey, welcome to My.Na Cars. My name is Johan. Thank you for tuning in. This is another exciting episode, jam-packed full of info. And as you've seen in our print edition this week, we talk about, we talk over some tips about how you can better. Hi, welcome to My.Na Cars. My name is Johan, and thank you so much for tuning in. We have another jam-packed episode for you. And as you've seen in our print edition, this week we're covering how to drive in rainy conditions. The rain is expected to continue up until the middle to end of March. So until that time, we as drivers need to be a lot safer on how we conduct ourselves on the roads. But we'll have a short segment about that later. After the break, we're going to have some motoring news, discussing some of the more topical issues and some of the exciting developments in the world of motoring. See you after the break. Boom, and we're back with motoring news. So the Alfa Romeo Giulia, beautiful vehicle, really, just blew us away when it entered the market a couple of years ago. But what's so insane is that for the 5th year running, this beast of a machine has been voted the Auto, Motor und Sport Reader's Choice Best Car. This is the 5th year in a row. Great achievement. It just shows that this beautiful car has really, stood the test of time in terms of longevity. So that's very exciting. Next up, I think even more exciting, especially for the local market, the new Ranger Raptor will be released on the 22nd of February this year. It's just, giving it a whole new lease of life. Let's check out the video. Boom! How exciting is that? So please stay tuned on the 22nd. We're going to try and bring you some more coverage on that. Super exciting. The first Ranger Raptor, there was a lot of people so excited, for this top of the range Ranger model. So very excited to see this new version launched on the 22nd. Okay, just quickly, if we're covering, Simona Storm in the 2021 December annual vehicle motor sales report reported that a total of 734 vehicles were sold during the month of December compared to 755 the year before. So, the market is slowing down, but of course we're facing global challenges. Not only is COVID impacting the workforces, but the chip shortage. It's really difficult, and I understand that only 10% of the global computer chips that are used in these vehicles actually go to vehicles. The rest are used for consumer electronics and everything. So there's so much competition, but hopefully that'll ease up as production is stepped up in 2022. But we'll look at the Simona Storm annual vehicle sales report and the outlook for 2020 in more detail next week. Okay, so after this, we are going to chat to Mr. Ogeto Craig. He's going to tell us about another exciting development, the new licenses for Namibia. See you after the break. And we're back. Of course, we have the honor of being joined by Mr. Ogeto Craig. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm good, Yochi. How are you doing?
Very, very good.
Excellent.
So, Ogeto, you covered a very interesting story this past week in the Republican regarding the issuance of a new form of driver's license. Not new form, but a new version of our national driver's license.
It's actually our third version since we switched from the written or the paper licenses way back in 92. We switched for the first time. And this is our third version. It's much more sophisticated, better technology. One of the things that Conrad Lutombi, the head of roads administration, said at the launch was that they'll be able, the traffic officers will be able to link to the RA system and immediately pull up any old traffic violations or tickets that you might have on your license. So that's one of the advantages. But at the launch, the Minister of Transport and Works and Transport, John Mutorwa, also made a point to remind Namibians and drivers that having a driver's license is not right. It's not something that's guaranteed in the Constitution. It's a privilege, and with that privilege comes responsibility.
100%.
And we need to really behave like responsible drivers when we are on the road, be considerate of each other, and try and prevent the accident. It doesn't help blaming whoever caused it after the fact, you know, but if you are present and paying attention, you can almost always prevent the accident, and that's the best thing to do.
Absolutely, and you know, I think these kinds of advancements are key because, you know, as technology grows, so does the opportunity for unscrupulous individuals to either, you know, produce counterfeit documents or these license cards. So it's very, very good that we have, you know, updated security features. It looks a bit cooler to me.
A little bit cooler. I mean, they purposefully try to keep it very similar to the previous versions, just so that the law enforcement will immediately be able to recognize that, look, this is still a legit driver's license, and even put it to better use. One of the questions that I was asked early on was, you know, couldn't the money have been spent better? But in this country, even though we've got excellent roads, the fact is that road accidents claim a lot of lives. In fact, it's one of the biggest dangers in terms of statistically, the things that will kill you in Namibia. Road accidents is right there in the top 5.
Yeah.
So anything that can encourage a bit more responsibility and a bit more regard for the next person's life on the road, I think is a step in the right direction.
Very cool.
And also I just want to mention that Mutorwa did say that in this aspect we are amongst the first in SADC, and we can expect that the rest of the region will be following suit.
Boom, leading the way as always. You know, I'm actually a bit bummed out because I renewed my license, so I was with the paper, you know, laminated, sticky for a while.
Yeah.
And but I actually renewed it in the south. So I'm pretty sure I don't have the new card. So I'm still on the old card. I'm gonna have to get the new card.
It depends. If they've made your card already, then perhaps, and if you haven't picked it up. But if they are making it in this time, if you are applying for a new card, your first card, then chances are you're going to get the new card.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, you know, last year there was a delay in terms of the printing new cards for driver's licenses. It was to do with the printing equipment, but also with the availability of material to print on. And according to the RA, this development will now sort out that problem, so we don't have to expect such delays in the future.
Very cool. So there you have it, guys. When you go renew your license, make sure you get a clean shave, cut your hair. I actually know a lady, funny story, I think she did her driver's license about 4 times, and every time she had to do a full face of makeup, get her hair done, because she was like, I'm not having my photo be a blunder. Mr. Craig, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
All the best, and always a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
As always, okay, coming through with the info. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate all your insight. Okay, so in today's printed edition, we talked about how to drive safely in the rain and what to do if you get caught up in a flash flood. Earlier today, we went out and yeah, although we didn't see any serious flooding, thank goodness, we did kind of, just talk you through it. So check out the following insert. Experiencing heavy rainfall for the last few weeks, which is an absolute blessing. But it also does pose a risk for motorists and other people, other road users, because slippery conditions, reduced visibility, and also the possibility of getting caught up in a flash flood. So here's some tips for you. If you're coming through a section where there's water flowing, make sure you check the water level using the markers on the sides, and then see if you can pass through safely. If you don't have to, rather not. You don't want to get into that conversation with your insurance. I'm sure our friend at Elisenheim, luckily her insurance fully understood her issue and her Kia got washed away. But if you're coming through, keep it in a low gear, come through steadily, not too fast, otherwise you might splash other drivers, blinding them, or you could get some water up in some sensitive bits of your vehicle. What you also want to do is come through, if possible, the center of the road, keeping a steady pace in a low gear, and once you get through to the other side, make sure you tap your brakes a few times just to kind of dry them off so that you don't pick up some issues further along your travels. Another interesting tip that I found was that if you get caught up in a flash flood and you find your vehicle is losing traction and moving with the current, you might just have to open up your door, allow some water into your footwells just to kind of weigh the car down, and that should give you a bit more traction on the road. Your car wash guys and your car wash guys definitely would love you, but your insurance just might understand that you have to choose the lesser of two evils. But please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there using the roads, keep a safe following distance. Try and be as visible as possible. Do not, hog the road. Be considerate and assist people where necessary, because while the weather's a blessing, it could end up quite costly and we could lose some lives. So let's try and avoid that. Okay, as promised, we're going to be talking to Mr. Emmanuel Opali, aka Driver Red, a legend of the game. And yeah, I mean, he's always got something cooking. But on the 26th of March, they have the Kitmans Whoop Spin Fest coming up. Huge, huge show. But I think it's better to hear from the man himself. Mr. Opali, driver, how are you?
Fine, Yofi.
Very good, my man. Very good, very good. Compliments for the year, man. I know we're going to see a lot of exciting stuff coming from you guys. A lot of smoke and a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm sitting in front of some of the horsepower right now. Sneak peek of the cars which are going to be in Ketman, everything.
Excellent, excellent. So tell us about the Kitmans Whoop Spin Fest. I mean, this looks like an exciting show. You guys got people coming from across the border. Kayla's coming, which is always exciting to see her. And we have a lot of local talent. Why Kitmans? What's happening and what can we look forward to?
The thing is, Ketman, specifically the people of Ketman and the Ketman municipality have been the services of my brother, most wanted, right? And we have a new registered club, driving the logo on the car there. So we what best but to go to a place we've never been to for our first show for 2022. And Ketmans was a lucky winner.
Very cool, very cool. And what can we expect? I mean, I think you're going to find a lot of people traveling from across the country to go check out this one.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're getting some people
Sorry, my
asking
brother,
for
if I could just
accommodation
ask you
in
to
Ketman.
lift the camera a little bit so we can see your face and some of the cars. There we go. Perfect. Yes, you were saying?
Okay. We come as far as room for accommodation events. So that's really surprised that people are coming all the from Zambia event as
From
well.
Zambia.
You know, yeah, the spectators looking for accommodation in Ketmans.
That's crazy.
So the show has got international the focus is also international, not only locally. So people from outside the country want to experience, because it's going to be the first time that Namibia is going to be battling South Africa. Let's say the past 3 4 years, ever since COVID began, you see. So this is quite a big spectacle.
Excellent, my man. I know you guys won't disappoint. I myself will definitely try and be there. I love Keetmans. And so, my man, I see a lot of beautiful machinery back there. I mean, you've been working on your beasts like crazy. I've been watching your social media. I think your latest Frankenstein is the Terminator. Is that the Terminator behind you?
Actually, the name is the Red Terminator. Always
The
starts
red.
with red.
Of course, of course. So tell us about the red Terminator, my man.
I can't expose a lot of secrets because there's a lot of competition out there listening. But all I can say is it is the most powerful spin slash diff car in the country.
Ah, I believe you there. Okay, and
Yes.
so are you going to premiere it in Kitmans?
No, 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 no. It won't be premiered in Cape Months, because it won't be 100% ready in time, but it will be premiered at an upcoming show this year. We're planning 5 events, international events, and I would suggest that fans come to every single one of them because you might just see the car there.
Excellent, excellent, my brother. So I really want to have a recurring segment and have you back to talk about your esports and all that. But let's focus on spinning and the motorsport, real world motorsport. So, what is your message to the fans? I mean, COVID was here; it shook up kind of the event space. But what is your message to the fans, and what can we expect? Like you're saying, the 5 shows. But what other engagements will you be having?
Yeah, no. We will be having a lot of engagements. As you mentioned, I do the esports. I do drag racing shows as well. But if I'm to tell the fans in detail about Catmans, it is a show that they don't want to miss, because we've got 2 of the 4 guests coming from South Africa competed at the highest level of spinning in South Africa. We have got Kayla, who was a participant in the Red Bull Shy Motor, which everybody knows about. It's a worldwide spinning show.
Yeah.
She did really well there. And we've got Jabu, who competes in the National Spinning League in South Africa.
Wow.
And he went up against the current South African national champion Sunesh. So that should just show you how good he is, because he just missed out to the current champion in South Africa. So you are gonna see the best of the best of SA talent, obviously taking on the best of the best Namibian talent. Yours truly, most wanted driver from the state. I don't have to explain who most wanted is.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the most decorated Namibian spinner we have.
Wow.
He's been invited even up to China
Sure.
for shows.
That's
So
impressive.
this is really battle of the time.
Excellent, my man. I can't wait for it. But please, my brother, we're gonna see you a lot more this year. We want to chat to you, want to find out about what you're doing, and about all the bills you're gonna be pulling off this year. But yeah, once again, Mr. Pali, thank you so much, my brother. Keep safe, and as you would say, seek first the kingdom of God, and then drive.
100%.
Burn rubber, not your
Without
soul,
God,
my
we're nothing.
brother.
We thank you for everything. Yeah.
Always, my man. And please, thank you for always being open to engaging with us. And we look forward to following you guys and your new motorsports club, Driver Red Motorsports, right?
Autosports.
Driver Red Autosports. Thank you so much, my brother. All the
Yeah,
best and
yeah.
stay safe.
26th March, be there.
We'll
Cat
do, we'll
months.
do. We'll do. Hopefully we can do a preview, me and you, for the show before that. But we'll let the viewers know about all that.
Yeah, we can put you in King Kong in
Okay.
Boswanda's car.
Excellent. That's a win. All right, my
Susan,
man.
Susan, right? Make sure you come with the Bible and medical aid.
Medical. Okay, no, I got both. I got both. Thank you, my brother. All the best.
100%.
Cheers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you've heard it from the man himself. Driver Red telling us about the upcoming Kitmanshoop Spin Fest, which will be a battle between Namibia and drivers from South Africa, some of the best drivers on the continent, drifting and spinning Gymkhana drivers. And yeah, people are flocking from, I mean, as far as Zambia. So you better make sure that you book your accommodation, Kitmans, before they book it all out. Yo, you can't miss this one. That's been our show for this week. My name is Johan Kutsia. We really have to thank our title sponsor, Shell, for fueling modded any cars and giving us that magic drop that makes us, perform at our best. Till next time, thanks so much for tuning in.